Hi everyone, it's Kerri here, ready for another Tuesday art chat. So I'll just give it a minute and make sure everyone gets on. Okay, I've had a very busy week, mainly trying to get a dentist appointment, but I finally got one. So it is all good. But yeah, lots going on at the moment. I don't know if anyone else is just busy at this time of year. I feel like I'm busy all the time, but I don't know. Just lately, I seem a bit run off my feet. So hopefully, no one else is feeling as chaotic as me. But it made a good Tuesday chat. We're going to talk about color and mood in art and how that can sort of sometimes help if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed. Hi, Karen and Christy. Good to see you getting on. Um, I'll mention this later as well, but I've also just noticed I've got it in the chat. This is another reason I've been so busy. I've been trying to create another sort of webinar, which is just an online sort of class there that I did one about 3 months ago about drawing realistically. So I've created another one about pastel basics for beginners. Okay, so it's for anyone who is new to soft pastels. If you're not new, you're still welcome to come along and watch and listen and maybe share some ideas and thoughts as well. But the link for it is in the chat. And the first one I'm running a few over the course of a couple of weeks, and there's some night or late afternoon and morning ones, but that's to hit a few time zones. So if you want to join up, you just follow the link and you'll see if you click on where it shows the time, there'll be a few different ones and you can pick which one you want to register for. Okay, I'll mention it again at the end of the chat, but I just saw it come up on my feed there. So yeah, it's all right. Everything's working good today. Amazing. Hi, Elizabeth and Debbie as well. So, yeah, so our chat today, like I said, is about colour and mood in art. Thank you for saving from taking the cassette. All right, I did. I understand what you're saying. No one else probably does, but I get it. And we won't go into details. So I'm glad I saved you. All right. So sorry if I talk a bit funny, it's because I've got a few bad teeth that are getting fixed. So, all right. So how color shapes mood in art. So this is sort of for the artist, but also for our viewers as well. So color in art can sort of help us, but also we can aim it to for our viewer or to sell a piece in particular. Okay, so have you ever noticed how a single color can change the way a painting feels or maybe change your own mood while you're making it? So I recently painted, which all of you guys that are in my membership, which most of you guys are, we just did monochrome month. So I painted this cat. I've just got to make sure I'm in screen. Let me move this way. So in blues. So I thought the choice of blue was pretty random. And because I had plenty of blue pastel pencils and sticks, but I'm actually starting to think that it could have been more subconsciously, because like I was saying, I've been really busy lately and life has been quite chaotic between organizing an exhibition I'm in with a friend, dentist appointments, creating new classes for the membership, creating the webinar I just mentioned, driving back and forth from Brisbane. I always seem to be in the car, sort of helping my parents. Then I've been doing a fair bit of babysitting, farm chores, the list goes on and on. So I'm thinking maybe, because my days are quite hectic lately, maybe I chose blue to give myself a bit of calm and tranquility. So it could have been more of a subconscious decision rather than just because I had enough pastels. So, you know, I'm starting to think more and more that was probably the reason. So color is really powerful. Um, it doesn't just make the painting beautiful, it sort of creates an emotion as well. Okay, so science sort of tells us that color connects um, to emotion in two main ways. Okay, so there's the biological response, which we're wired to create, to sort of react instinctively to color. Sorry, I'm just looking at things popping up on my screen. So think of red, like, so instantly it signals danger or, alert. That's why at stop signs, traffic lights, emergency buttons, they're always in red. Um, so it's sort of our brain can't really ignore that. But on the flip side, we have green, which feels safe and natural and more balanced. And that's why traffic lights go to green when it's time to go. And our instincts already sort of know that it's all clear and it's safe. And then there is, no, I'm looking at the chat. Hi, Liz. Yes, I have been busy. Thank you. Liz knows exactly I've been busy because I'm doing the exhibition with her. So she's been just as busy as well. Okay, so there's biological response, but then there's also cultural associations. So over time, colors pick up extra layers of meaning depending on society and history. So, for example, Albert Henry Munsell was an American painter, a teacher of art, and the inventor of the Munsell color system. So you may not have heard of it, but it's something they use throughout. This is used. His system is used in like colleges and that. I'm not sure if it is now. It probably is, but the Munsell color system. Hold on, turn my phone off. He came up with a like working out chroma and hues and all of that with color, and they use that all through like universities and that when they refer to color. So he sort of knows what he's talking about. And I was reading up about him. I have the his color system folder, which I haven't got around to actually doing yet, but I was looking through that, and he certainly knows his stuff. And he wrote that color influence is a psychological response due to conditioning. So just as exercise conditions athletes' muscles, repeated linking of a color with an abstract idea will condition the brain to associate that color with that concept. So he gives examples to say if a mother wears a certain color often, sort of over time, then her children will associate that color with their feelings for her. And also, like, if people spend a lot of their youth maybe living in the desert, they'll come to associate desert colors with thoughts and feelings about their youth. So some countries and cultures have particular colours that have been widely used for centuries, that the population has come to associate those colours with the values and ideals of that country. So, for example, red for China, blue for France. And even though we're not from those countries, we still associate those colours with those countries, because it's been used for centuries. And then purple often represents royalty, while black is tied to mourning in many cultures. But I think it is China as well. They use white for mourning. So again, different cultures, different colours. And we all know that a certain red and green is Christmas, isn't it? So this conditioning can be so strong that it's impossible to use those colours for any other situation. He also goes on to say that many colour associations are actually just common sense. Hi, Leslie and Evelyn. I'm just checking the comments. Don't forget, add anything if you want into the comments as well. So the common sense associations that Munsell talks about is blood is red, and that is associated with passion. The sky is blue and is associated with tranquility. Vegetation is green and is associated with health. The sun is yellow and is associated with joy. Night is black and is associated with mystery. Snow is white and is associated with purity. And rain clouds are grey and are associated with sadness. And so on. Like it goes on. So I think also this could relate to, some countries I hear, countries, let's just say the UK, they get a lot of rain. So it's grayer sort of skies, all the rest. And I've heard a lot of English that have moved to Australia where we get a lot of blue skies and the sun, which is associated with joy and tranquility, whereas the grey is associated with sadness. But a lot of the English I know that have moved here just say the whole feeling is more uplifting. Everyone seems happier in Australia and probably any other country that has a lot more sun. And it could relate to that. So even though it's not just the weather, it could also be those colours surrounding us as well that can change our moods. So it's quite a big thing, really. Morning, Lee and Cynthia as well. So here's some more examples that mood, the colours can change with mood as well, or relate to mood. So blue, of course, is calming, reflective, sometimes sadness. Red is passion, energy, anger, and power. Yellow is joy, light, but also can be anxiety if it's in excess. Green, balance, nature, renewal. Purple, mystery, spirituality, and luxury. And blacks and neutrals, seriousness, strength, and can be grief as well. So it's really good to know what certain colours can reflect, especially when we're thinking about paintings as well. Sandra, you love purple, it's your favourite colour, and you find it very calming. Yeah, it's actually, I know a lot of people that purple's their favourite colour. I myself, I've thought about this for forever, because you always get asked, what's your favourite colour? Even in school, like people ask that. And I can't honestly say I have a favourite colour. And I've really tried to think what my favourite colour is, but I really don't have one. I have a lot that I really love, but not one in particular. So yeah, it's a bit hard. It's a bit strange. Let me know if you don't have a favourite colour either, and I'm not the only one. So all right, I wanted to share my screen, and we're gonna have a look at how this relates. So there's some old masters as well. I want to share how they create mood in art as well. So let me just find this picture here. Let me find. Elizabeth, you're the same. You like all colours. Good. It's not just me. All right. Well, I'll try and find where my notes are. Okay, so you guys hopefully can see these dingoes and wreck paintings. Oh, I'm just going to put them over there. I've just got to rearrange a bit of stuff here so I can see it. So knowing that we're conditioned to certain colours can help us as artists to convey the feeling we want in our paintings, of course. So when creating a piece, you can ask yourself these questions. What emotions do I want my art to carry? What color best conveys that? And how do I feel while I'm painting in that color? So this is some of my own work. So compared to, like, we just did that blue monochrome cat, which I feel like I chose that because I needed to calm down. But I've been working on this Fraser Island series, um, and a lot because Fraser Island, it's an island, and we're up in Queensland, so we get a lot of sun, we get a lot of heat. So the the whole series is about like the colours of Gari, Fraser Island. So I really want to convey that warmth and heat throughout parts of the island. So like the dingoes, of course, are that really rusty oranges. But then there's the Mahino wreck on there, which again is all those rust colours. And then all the sand, again, those sandy oranges and reds and everything. Um, and they sort of all seem, they tie together to me. When I'm there, I always seem to think that these colours are quite similar in a lot of stuff. But this is on the beach, so it's sunny, it's warm, and I'm hoping you get that feeling from some of these paintings that they've all got those warm colours and they're conveying that feeling of heat and sun in those ones. And then if you've ever been over to Fraser Island, um, they have it's a beautiful, it's the sand, it's the largest sand island in the world. But when you go in off the beach, there's Central Station, and it's like a rainforest. It's absolutely beautiful. So I, rather than do paintings like the pastel paintings, like the dingoes and the wreck and everything, I wanted to do something more calming and try and convey the feeling of the coolness of Central Station. And I wanted to sort of try and give the viewers eye a rest from the realism. So this is part of the same series, and these are all shapes of like the vines and the leaves that of the trees that are hanging off the trees and that in Central Station. And I've done those more in watercolor using masking fluid, but hopefully is conveying a sense of calm and cool by using the blue tones in those. So I'm hoping you can see through the computer that this group of paintings using those warmer tones it just feels warm. You can feel the heat. I'm hoping you can feel you're at the beach in the sun, whereas these are, more calming and relaxing and cooler, and feels like you're in the shade, maybe in the canopy of the trees. So that's sort of how I'm trying to use colour to create those moods. And I'm hoping when people walk into the exhibition, it's a standalone room that they're walking into. So I'm hoping they'll get those feelings and understand that as well. All right, Chris. Liz, Liz said my favourite colour is kaput, kaput mortem. I do like it, but no, it's not. It's not. It's one of my favourites. All right, Christy. I think used to have a favourite colour, but it's changed over time, and I have lots of favourites. Just depend on how I feel and what attracts me at the time. Yeah, very true. Maybe as kids we had a favourite, but probably only because we were always asked what our favourite colour is, so we felt like we had to have a favourite. I don't know. Andrea, the colours of Australia are amazing. They sure are. Um, very vivid as well and bright. Okay, so let's look at some of these old masters and how they used colour. Because, I mean, we're always learning from them because they were quite brilliant. So let's look back at how some of the great artists of history used colour, because they were absolute masters of setting mood. through their palettes. So they didn't just paint what they saw, they painted what they wanted us to feel. Okay, so this one is Rembrandt's. He used golden light and deep shadows to create intimacy and drama. So this painting, The Night Watch, it glows with this warmth and heroic atmosphere while the dark background pulls us into the mystery of it. And then we have Turner, often called the painter of light, harness fiery reds, oranges and yellows to show chaos or energy. Like in this one, it's called The Burning of the Houses of Lords and Commons. But he could flip the mood completely with swirling greys and stormy blues, creating feelings of fragility in the face of nature. But this one especially, like straight away, it looks like it is on fire, definitely. Who else? Oh, this one is pretty gross. This is Goya, and he shows us the darker side of colour in his black painting. So it's a series, and this one is Saturn devouring his sun. The muted, muddy tones create a heavy, oppressive feeling. The colour itself makes you sort of uncomfortable, which was exactly the point. And it is, that's what I said as soon as I saw it. It's kind of, yeah, I wouldn't want that on my wall, but it's obviously what he was trying to convey and has done a brilliant job. And then let's flip that. So on the other hand, we have Monet, who took the opposite approach. So his Water Lily series were often featuring the soft lilacs and blues and pinks. They almost act like a visual meditation. He used pastel tones to invite calm, peace, and stillness. And I know a lot of people, like, I haven't actually seen them in person, but I know there's some very large pieces, and people say they can just sit in front of them for hours and hours, and it's just relaxing. And then we have Van Gogh, probably the best known for painting with emotion. So in Starry Night, those swirling blues make you feel turbulence and longing, while the little yellow orbs of light give hope. Then he has his sunflowers, which I didn't grab a picture of that, but the warm yellows are all about joy and vitality, but also fragility as the flowers wilt. And then even Vermeer, who wasn't as dramatic, but he used cool blues and warm yellows in works like The Girl with the Pearl Earring to create balance and serenity. So his restrained colour palette set a quiet, contemplative mood. So all of these artists, I'll stop sharing. All of these artists remind us that sort of colour isn't just decoration, it's a language to convey emotions. I just need to move that out the way. I've got to rearrange everything so I can see the comments. All right. Oh, Evelyn, your favourite colour is light green? That's unusual. Although my daughter-in-law, she loves green as well, and so did my auntie actually. Yeah, so yeah, everyone's different, definitely. Okay, so when choosing colours in your own work, so whether you're doing a full colour piece or something sort of monochromatic, like the cat study I did, think about what feelings those colours carry. So do they lift the viewer up or calm them down, or do they make them stop and reflect? And equally notice how you feel when you're painting in certain colours as well. Okay, so how colours can affect us as artists. It doesn't just work on viewers, it works on us as we paint as well. So soft blues and greens can make a session feel really soothing, whereas bright reds and oranges can leave us sort of buzzing with energy. And sometimes you only realise how you're feeling until after you've seen it or after you've reached for certain palette colors. So it doesn't just affect the viewer, it can sort of shift you as the artist while you're painting. So sometimes if you're feeling heavy or and like maybe diving into a hyper realistic painting can feel a bit overwhelming, but color on its own can be a real sort of lifeline. So here's a few simple low pressure ways you can use color for emotional support, because we talked about this a few weeks ago as well. So you can lift your mood with bright colors. So if you're feeling sort of low or stuck, then maybe grab some bold pigments like yellows and oranges, hot pinks, and these colors naturally will trigger feelings of energy and optimism. So you don't really need a subject, you can just fill a page with shapes and swirls or blocks of those colors and just notice how it feels. This is where some sort of abstract type of art can help, even though I do realism and most of you guys who follow me do as well. Sometimes it's good to just let loose and be a bit freer when we're trying to, if we're stuck in a rut, more or less. We could calm anxiety with blues and greens. So when your thoughts are racing, which is what I was saying, maybe that subconsciously I picked those cool tones of the cat. So reaching for those can help. Blues have that soothing effect and can mimic sort of the calm of water or the sky, while greens can restore balance, like a walk through nature. So even just try repetitive marks, stripes, circles, or even just do soft watercolor washes to create rhythm and can help calm your nervous system. Then you could process emotions with abstract color play. So when words feel too hard, color can speak for you. So you can pick shades which match your mood. So stormy purples or fiery reds or even muted greys. You can put that down without overthinking. So rather than trying to change your mood by using bright colors, you can convey the mood that you're in by picking colors like those purples and that, you don't have to try and uplift, you can just try and get it out there. So let the brush strokes or pastel, they could be messy and raw. It's not about the end result in any of this. It's just about giving your emotions that safe sort of outlet. And then you could reconnect with joy through your favorite colors. So sometimes the best therapy is just reaching for the color that makes you smile, that makes you happiest. So even if it's not a serious artwork, just covering a page in your favorite color could maybe help reconnect just with the making of art and just the joy that we all love in making it. So just make sure it doesn't have to be a finished piece or take hours. So just a 5-minute color doodle can maybe help. And then it could maybe clear your head to then come back to your bigger projects. So I find I like to break up when I've got a lot of really detailed, realistic sort of pieces that I'm working on that I know are going to take many hours. Sometimes that's when I like doing things like that cassowary, if you can see behind me. Um, and we've done it in the membership, the block sticks. So just using pastel sticks in sort of color blocks. They're quite fun. They're fairly quick compared to doing like a 5-hour realistic piece. And I love sort of doing those, like if I feel snowed under with a lot of projects that are going to take me hours and hours. It's nice to just do something that's a lot quicker in between. So it's a great way. And I always say when I'm doing these sort of things, when I'm doing them in a class, I always get everyone just to start with their favorite colors, because rather than think too hard about it, it is a value study doing those type of paintings, but um, rather than getting too overwhelmed with what colors do I pick, just pick your favorites and go from there, because it's going to make you feel happy anyway. Even if the end result, like I said, the end result doesn't matter. It's just how you feel doing it. Okay, so some practical ideas to try are maybe a monochrome challenge like this one with the cat. Pick one color family and see what sort of mood emerges from it. You could do a color journal, so track which palettes you use depending on how you feel. I would suggest even go through Pinterest. Pinterest is a great source for looking for color palettes. So maybe start searching through there and see which ones you like and what emotions you're feeling from certain colors, and maybe try and convey those with your pastel sticks or with paints into your journal, and then write down the emotions or moods that you feel from those particular colors. And then that can be something to go back to. Say if you are um, later down the track wanting to come up with your own painting, but say you took the photo of it and the colors aren't right and you want to convey a certain feeling, maybe you want it to feel warmer or cooler or more relaxing, then you could refer back to this color journal you've created and flip through and sort of find some color palettes in there that are conveying that mood. So that's why when you're first doing these color palette swatches in your journal, make sure you write down the feelings that go along with them. Okay, it's all helps. It all makes your art journey broader and your knowledge broader. And in the end, you become a better artist, of course. Um, and then, of course, you can just choose deliberate palettes. So choose colors based straight on the atmosphere you want to create. So not just what looks pretty. Okay, so next time you sit down to paint, so don't just think about the subject. Um, Ask yourself, what mood do I want to feel when I'm painting? So you can build this on yourself, how you want to paint, or what mood do you want the viewer to carry away? Okay, so just think about, um, well, don't just think about, are the colors accurate? So I think sometimes when we do realistic painting, we're always trying to get the right color to match the reference image. So sometimes don't think about that. I know if you're in my membership, we do just focus on the color choices and working off that reference image. But as you get better and better, start to think more about what mood you want to bring across in that painting, not just trying to get the accurate colors. Okay, so think about what is the right color for the feeling you want to create. Okay, just something to think about as you get better and better. But yeah, it's just color is such a huge part of art and it's so important, and there's so many varied ways of using it, and this is just one. So we're going to also do over the next, probably not next week. I still want to try and do a little drawing session, but I've been working on color history. Like, I think it's fascinating how we came about colors, how they were created, how the old masters used to use them, but how they're made today. So we're going to look more in depth at certain colors over the next sort of few weeks as well. Okay, so it's just, yeah, it's a very powerful emotional tool. So you need to use it wisely. My mouth is all funny. um, but yeah, so that's sort of it for my color. Let me know if you've got any questions. I did want to go back through just to let everyone know. I mentioned right at the start, but a few of you joined later on, and especially those watching the replay as well. I'm running some live webinar classes. So they're going to be over the next few weeks. And this time we're doing pastel basics. So a lot of you guys in my membership already know all this stuff, but these are for absolute beginners to soft pastels. And I'm going to go through, all the basics. What are soft pastels? What supplies you need to get started? Sort of what are the best ones, what to avoid. I'm also going to do a small demo of just how to use, we're going to actually do a bit of wire. I've been working on some wire in a painting, but I thought it'd make a good demo. I need something fairly quick. So, but it's a good way to show how to use pastel sticks to blend a background, but then how to use pencils to get the sharp detail. And also we'll do our values as well to make it look a little bit realistic. So anyone's welcome to come along and join in. They're probably going to go for about 90 minutes. And then I will like I said, those in my membership, you don't need to worry about joining the membership, but I'm then going to offer everyone, if they want to join the Creative Barn, I'm going to let you know how you can do that as well. Okay, so they're starting this Thursday is the first one, and then I'm alternating them over the next couple of weeks. I think there's about 5. But when you follow the link that is in this chat, I might put it back in again. You'll see there's a date. And if you click on the date, it'll open up the different ones. Will that let me paste this? Yep. So yeah, I've done some later or early evening sessions and morning sessions. So if you're in the US, Canada, that area, then my morning, so the 9 a.m. ones, will suit you better. And then if you're over in like Europe, the UK, then my sort of 6 p.m. ones will be better for you. Okay, but like I said, all you guys that are already in the Creative Barn, you're more than welcome to come along and join in. But yeah, definitely if you're brand new to soft pastels and you've been a little bit overwhelmed or confused with what to buy, how to get started, then this class is definitely for you. It's totally free, and you'll definitely come away with some knowledge. You don't have to join the membership afterwards, but you'll definitely have fun and you'll learn something, which is the main point of it all. Okay, my goal is to convert everyone to soft pastels. So all right, okay, this one's a little bit shorter than normal, isn't it? But that's all right. I'll let everyone get on with their day, and I hope I've made you think a little bit more about using color in your artwork, whether that's for the viewer or for yourself. Okay, and I will catch you all next week. And yeah, have a great week. Hope you get plenty of art done. And yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.